Hello everyone, I'm RainbowWhooves here, and I'm here to talk about Fame and Misfortune with
Photobomb!
hello, Silverquill.
You.
Now, due to the footage not being so long, we're gonna have to make this a bit fast. So, Fame and Misfortune. My thoughts? Wow.
Wow, succinct.
Yeah. Having watched Josh Scorcher's review on Fame and Misfortune, I can kind of see where it goes wrong and where it goes right. But at the same time, when I watched it, it was basically at the end of the other BronyCon. Literally went home, sat down, watched it, and I was just laughing. And didn't really process what was going on and what it was trying to reference until at some point I caught up to it. But yeah. So what were your thoughts of it?
Well, the funny thing, at BronyCon last year, we watched it the Sunday night BronyCon ended, and I was with several friends.
I think you reviewed this with Silverquill.
I am Silverquill.
I meant
Anthony C?
Yeah.
Well, I recorded Anthony after he'd had a very small amount of liquor. He was still very coherent. But we were watching it like 2 a.m, just being very absurdist. And it's funny, I've got to talk to M.A. Larson, and he said he doesn't enjoy. He takes no joy
I heard about that.
Or he doesn't link to it in any way. The funny thing is I actually empathize a lot because at a writers' convention, Rocky Mountain Fiction Writers, there was the keynote speaker read about a dozen letters, all regarding one typo in the book. That's all the letters were for. And these were not just, hey, there's a typo on page 36. There's a typo on page 36. You'd think that a real author would know how to spell check. And so when I see the negativity in Fame and Misfortune, it is a factor in any fandom. It does. The passion for it can sometimes come across as self-destructive. And I asked myself, well, hang on, this feels like a straw man episode. Where are the counterbalance, the ponies who are just enjoying it, being positive? They're at home. They're not a part of that crowd at the end, because here's Ponyville, a tiny place in Equestria. Here's Equestria. The bad is concentrated right there, and it's loud and vocal, but here's all of Equestria benefiting more from it.
What I thought from it, I don't know. I just think the questions that they were answering, they definitely represented the fandom. Like Twilight would have either been great without wings. Like it would have been great if she stayed in Canterlot or something like that. I see what they did there, but did they have to do it that way? I think they would have. Honestly, for me, I think they would have. If they did it in a better way, maybe the message would have came across a bit better. Because, I mean, it works fine, just wish it was a bit better.
Well, it tackles aspects. It didn't represent the whole fandom because there was not a lot of... They didn't show the creativity that MLP has inspired within the fandom. This was a display of the more negative traits without representing the positive ones. And so it's an incomplete picture. It's arguably a straw man representation, but definitely only part of the picture of the Brony fandom. Because here at BronyCon, I've gotten to witness great passion, creativity, friendliness, and excitement. So a lot of the positives are on display here at the convention.
And I think at the end, what Josh noticed, or not noticed, but actually pointed out, that the ponies at the end of the episode are literally G3. They're literally G3 ponies just reused for G4. And I can see how that would get people a little annoyed that at the end of the video, at the end of the episode, the one ponies that aren't arguing or fighting or anything is G3. is that representing the fact that no one cares about G3?
Honestly, I just can't get past the. Every time someone says Tularoo, all I can think of is "Come on, Eileen, at this moment."
That is a great song.
You mean everything. So there you go. A name can just totally distract you.
Yeah. And overall, I honestly give it a B. I give it a B.
I don't really do a score system. I just think it's an incomplete picture. I think it's possible to see a part of yourself in that crowd, but it's also important to recognize a more positive side. So we admit our flaws and our quirks because we're not flawless.
Yeah. Thank you for doing this for me.
Oh, you betcha. All right. There we go. But I must dash.
Yes. And I'm RainbowWhooves, Alon Z, and see you later.